The World Series is right around the corner, and we know what the matchup is, and we know when it's starting, and we know that it's going to be a very, very interesting series. The Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Astros expected to be here. The Phillies, not so much, but both teams have earned their way to get to this point in the postseason. So let's do a nice little fun World Series preview right here on Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derek, and let's get straight into it. For both teams, obviously it is a big thing to be in the World Series. Even if you're the Astros, even if you're the Phillies, and it doesn't really matter what team you are, it's massive to be in the World Series. And it's what you dream of as a kid, being able to play when the lights are the brightest and the biggest moments, and hopefully being able to do something that can help your team win a World Series. The Astros have already won one, the Philly and recently, and then even the Phillies, they won one back in '08. So both teams have won one somewhat recently, at least in the last 15 years. Both teams have won a World Series. So it's not like both fan bases haven't experienced one recently, but it is still something that you never take for granted, and you get a chance at it. If you're both teams, you're super excited about it. But before I even talk about who I think is going to win this series, or whatever, I want to talk about the players and how the players are going to feel going into the series, because this Phillies team isn't a team that has a lot of experience. Obviously, they won the World Series 15 years ago. None of those guys are still on the team now. This is a team that's fresh. Got a guy like Bryce Harper, who never won a never won a postseason series before this season. Now he's in the World Series and has had an amazing postseason. A guy like Rhys Hoskins has been great in the postseason. Guy's been in Philly his whole career so far. Kyle Schwarber, won it in 2016 with the Cubs. He's had a good postseason. Nick Castellanos has not been as bad as he's been in the regular season. He's taken a step up offensively, definitely. Um, and you've seen great moments from guys like Gene Segura and Brandon Marsh and JT Realmuto has been good. The pitching for the Phillies is good, has been pretty good. They have a great, top three in that rotation you know, with Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, and Ranger Suarez. And then if they need a fourth starter, they still have Noah Syndergaard. So they definitely have a great team. Maybe less expected to be here than Houston, but they've definitely earned their place. I mean, they beat the Cardinals, who was kind of the favorite of every person who didn't have a team in the playoffs for the most part, because you want Albert and Yadier Molina to win in their last year. I mean, they're two legends. You'd love to see that, right? And that doesn't happen. The Phillies beat them. And then the Phillies go and they go play the Braves. And they beat the Braves. Then they get the Padres, and Padres had just beaten the Mets and the Dodgers. And they beat the Padres. And then Houston, obviously, it's been a different path for them. Obviously, Houston's the one seed, but Philly as the sixth seed has gotten it done, and it improves with this playoff format. With the six seed getting in, hey, this playoff format is legit. You can actually have six teams with a chance of getting into, or the legit chance of getting to the World Series. And I think this postseason really shown that for the new playoff format, but especially a team like the Phillies, who, if we're on last season's playoff format, they don't get in. And this year they're in, and it works. Works out great for them. Now they're in the World Series and they have a chance to win a World Series. And they have been hot. And this Phillies team has been the epitome of getting hot at the right time. And they've done very, very well this postseason, and they deserve this one in the World Series. Go look at the Houston team now. We know this Houston team's good, right? They won 106 games in the regular season. Great pitching, great depth pitching, very good offense. And they can still be totally fine when you have a guy who's on a cold streak. Like, for example, Jose Altuve has been absolutely like not himself this postseason. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. The Astros still haven't lost this postseason. They go sweep the Mariners. and they just go and sweep the Yankees. This Mariners team is this Mariners team is not Mariners team. What is it, This Astros team. Jeez Louise. This Astros team is that they're like what a 106 win team should do in the playoffs, right? Like this is what a 160 win team should do in the playoffs. They should go in and I'm not saying they should sweep everyone, but what I'm saying is like they should go and they should like they were dominant in the regular season. That's what like this is what the Dodgers should be doing. Like, hey, if you're like this is what the Dodgers won. The Dodgers won 111 games. Like, you want to come in the postseason and still be dominant. You know, the Astros have done that. Like, obviously they haven't had any blowouts, but it doesn't really matter that the fact that they haven't had any blowouts, right? You look at this team and you look at that Astros team and you know no blowouts, so what? Like they're still winning, and like they're designed to be able to win any type of game, close game, blowout, anything in between, and they've done that very well. And their roster construction is amazing. Like they have a great, great, great team. You just go all around. Catcher spot, Martin Maldonado, Christian Vasquez, great catcher duo. First base, Yuli Gurriel, great first baseman. Second base, Jose Altuve, one of the best players in baseball. Third base, Alex Bregman. I hate Alex Bregman, but he's still a very, very good player. Shortstop, Jeremy Pena has been amazing this postseason. Revelation. Also, shout out to the University of Maine. Um, so Jeremy Pena, UMaine's gonna get a little shout out there. Left field, Jordan Alvarez. We know when he gets hot, when he gets hot, it's unstoppable. Saw it last year, in 2021 ALCS against the Red Sox. Saw it this year in the ALDS against the Mariners. He gets hot. Good luck, Philadelphia. Good luck, because you're gonna need it. Center field, Chas McCormick. He's been solid. Has some big hits postseason. In right field, you have Kyle Tucker. Tucker's been solid. The DH spot, sometimes like the rotate guys there a little bit. Trey Mancini's DH a little bit. Aledmys Diaz is DH. Have a couple other guys that could probably rotate through there. I think the biggest loss of this team is not having Michael Brantley, but that's what is ridiculous about this Astros team. Oh crap, they don't have Michael Brantley and they're still doing this. That's what's crazy. Like they're still able to be they're still able to be a good team even though they don't have one of their better players, right? And it's been a great year for them, and they're just rolling in this postseason. Their pitching is amazing. Like they have like they're like seven starters deep almost. Like Verlander, McCullough. Actually, we're gonna go like Verlander, Framber Valdez, then probably McCullers in the first three games. Then you have like an assortment of guys you can rule out, like Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy. There's probably a couple others. I mean, like, but the amount of pitching they have is amazing. And then you look at their bullpen. Oh, they have Hunter Brown who could start if needed. Like they have a bunch of guys who can start. Their bullpen, their best, especially that back end. He was just focusing on the back end of the bullpen. Rafael Montero's been great this year. Ryan Presley has been great this year. Former Red Sox prospect, so shout out Ryan Presley. Yeah, it's yeah. This Astros team's built to they're built to win a World Series. And the whole 2017 World Series for the Astros, it's kind of got the whole cheating label kind of over it. But you can't deny the Astros are still a very good team. And if they win this World Series, you cannot place cheating on it or whatever. It's a legitimate World Series win. Not that 2017 isn't legitimate. There's just a kind of dark cloud over it, right? Whereas this one, there ain't going to be a dark cloud over this one. This one is like, there's no dark cloud over this. The Astros have been the epitome of being a consistent winner, and everyone wants to bring up the Dodgers, but the Astros have been to 6 American League Championship series in a row, and I'll go by and you look at it, like 2017, they won the World Series. 2018, they lose to the Red Sox in the ALCS, and the Red Sox won the World Series. 2019, they lost in the World Series. 2020, they lost to the Rays in the ALCS, but they almost won the ALCS, and everyone remembers. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but hey, they were down 3-0 and got to Game 7. Like, they were close to doing something that only the 0-4 Red Sox have done. And then 2021, they go make it to the World. Did they make it to the World Series in 2020? Yeah, they made it to the World Series in 2021, obviously, and lost to the Braves. So, in every single year, and this year they're either going to win the World Series or lose to the eventual champions, which is going to be Philly. So every single year from 2017 on, with the exception of 2020, they've either won the World Series or lost to the team that wins the World Series. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that it's like it just shows the Astros team is like the like, and everyone talks about the Astros and they're so good now. Like, these Astros, I'm not talking about like the Astros fans who just at fans because they're winning. Like, the legit Astros fans had to go through some awful times to get to this, and for the legit Astro fans, you know, you sticking around during those awful years, like, you deserve having a good team. The ones who are bandwagon fans, like, no, you don't deserve it. But those legit fans, it's for any team. I always say, if you have legit fans who can stick it through, terrible years, they deserve to have a good team at some point. And the Astros have put a great team on the field now for the last 6+ years. And, they have been good every single year. Just how it is. I mean, every single year. And, they deserve that recognition of being a legitimately good team. So now that we've covered both teams, let's see. Who's going to have the advantage? Who has the advantage in this World Series? Pitching-wise, I think the Astros have it both starting and in the bullpen. I just think their pitching is too deep as well, and I think they can match the Phillies' top guys as well. So I think the Astros again. Catcher spot, obviously the Phillies, JT Realmuto. Probably the best catcher in baseball, I would say. I don't think there's anyone better than him. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Maybe there is, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone that's better than him. First base, Rhys Hoskins is hot, so you probably have to give it Philly's way. But don't sleep on Yuli Gurriel. Second base, still have Jose Altuve. Third base, it's got to be Bregman. Shortstop, got to be Houston with Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena has been amazing. Left field's almost a toss-up between Schwarber and Alvarez, because if they both if one of them gets hot, like, good luck stopping them. But I will give a slight edge to Yordan Alvarez, because I think he's going to face a little lesser pitching over the course of the series than what Schwarber will. But, who knows? Center field, probably Chas McCormick in Houston. That's probably where I'd lean. Right field, Nick Castellanos or Kyle Tucker. Gotta go Kyle Tucker. I know Castellanos been solid in the postseason, but I think Kyle Tucker is a legitimate, like, star, like, waiting to be made. And people kind of sleep on him because there's so many big names around him, but he's arguably the best player on this Houston roster. Arguably, overall, when you combine offense and defense and base running and all that stuff, he's arguably the best player on this Houston team. The DH spot, you gotta give it to Philly because Bryce Harper's in the DH spot. So, yeah. That's where I see the edge falling position wise. Who do I think is gonna win this series? I lean Astros. I think it would be something special if they sweep the Phillies and have a perfect postseason. As much as I don't like the Astros, I do like seeing baseball history happen, and that would be, like, legitimate history. That'd be something crazy. I don't think it'll happen, though, obviously. Probably lean Astros in 6. I'd probably lean. Actually, oof. No World Series winner has won in their home field since 2013 with the Red Sox. You know what? I'm gonna say Astros in 5 because of that. No World Series teams clinched on their home field since 2013. So if we're going by that, well, neither team's gonna clinch on the home field. So Astros either gonna win in 5 or gonna sweep or win in 5, or Phillies win in 6 and 7. So I'm going Astros in 5. There was World Series prediction: Astros in 5. I mean, I was gonna say 6, but I'll go one game earlier for that whole no one's won on their home field. So yeah, I want to roll with that. But yeah, see what are your thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Um, it's gonna be a fun World Series. Starts Friday, obviously. It's gonna be a fun one. Make sure to check out all the links in the description. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when we post. And yeah, check out all those links in the description. Check out all that good stuff. And comment, let us know your thoughts on this upcoming World Series. And even in the offseason, we want to talk about the offseason as well. Let us know your thoughts. That's a great place to wrap it up, though, for Bleacher Brawls. I'm Derek. Thanks for tuning into this World Series preview, and I'll see you next time.